Rejoice, although this world will devastate you. And rejoice, although this world will penetrate you. And rejoice, although you will not survive. Rejoice, you'll never make it out alive.
Excellent rehearsal, gentlemen.
And rejoice, your hair, it smells like burning hair. Oh, rejoice, your nails all got chewed off. Oh, rejoice, and holy fuck, you're bleeding there. Oh, rejoice, you burn your whole beard off. Rejoice, despite the fact this world will hurt you. And rejoice, despite the fact this world will kill you. And rejoice, despite the fact this world will tear you to shreds. Rejoice because you're trying your best.
Trying your best. Trying your best. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head. Shake it up is all that we know. Using the bodies up as we go. I'm waking up to fantasies. The shades all around aren't the colors we used to see. Broken ice still melts in the sun. And times that are broken can often be won again. We're so alone and so really matters to me. Take a look around. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head.
Something on the other side. We are all told that truth is merely a conclusion that can reliably be derived from some observable phenomenon. We forget that truth is a tool. It is the hook upon which we hang our deeds and the bed from which we rise each day. To assume that death is the end is to assume that our being extends no further than the physical substrate that carries us. This assumption does not account for the way in which we experience being alive, nor does it sit comfortably aside the fact that we are not yet able to comprehend the way in which our being manifests itself from the flesh and bone that binds us. I believe that those gaps in our understanding are still wide enough to cast doubt on such conclusions. I believe that those gaps are yet wide enough for our souls to fit through and drift onwards into some new realm.
Welcome, therefore, then, to Sacred Order. There is no agency. The live stream.
Oh, shoot. Where was I going with this? Attention.
Hello. I see the assassins have failed. I am General Griswold Gaius Grimm of the 1st LARP Ingression Protocol, proud founding member of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, and there is no agency. And that's what's going to be this stream today on this 10/31/2024. 10:31, 24. They call it what? Oh, Halloween. Hello. Hello. Hello and welcome. This is this live stream. You get savings throws and cards and stuff. But I think we're still running a little early right now. We need to give people more time to show up.
About to go into a dark winter, and
Oh. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. All right. Slack and Joe Cross have made it in. And there's Sonnenberg. We can do the savings throws now. These are against mind control, which we'll talk about on today's show. You get to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your resistance to the mind control. I roll these little die, and then you get if it's over 10, you get half damage from the mind control. I'll give you a minute to think about it.
Like love. Love is worth saving.
I don't know love.
Now encompasses.
Well, I hope you've come to a decision about whether you'll use your will to survive, your social network, your accumulated wisdom, or the power of your heart to resist the mind control. If you've told us in the Hive Mind or said anything in the Hive Mind chat, you get a +2 to the die roll. If it's over 10, half damage, under 10, full damage. We want best for you. We want best for you. And today we'll explain why. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Survivalist, that's a 5 for you. Hope you got your replay bonus. Socialist coming in all full chakra'd up. That's 7 for you. 7 for you. Lovers of wisdom. 4. No, wow. Heart, you're so close with the number 9. Hope you got your hive mind bonus. Indigo kids, you too. That's an 8. The power of 8 for the Indigo kids. Welcome, everybody. This show happened because I wasn't planning on having a show today at all, but you don't even have one loaded. Wow. And an unrelated note, this happened. Share this tab. Make it big. Press button.
Corner is perhaps something like AA for internet poisoning, because internet poisoning seems to me related to this human propensity of dissatisfaction. And what that means on the internet, because wealth is so given to that because, I want more money because I'm dissatisfied, and so just more. The internet is a different kind of more. There are more videos, there are more websites, there's more of everything. I mean, as the internet has grown, it has become both
a little bit of everything all of the time.
Increasingly seemingly exhaustible, but yet increasingly exhausting. I see that right now with streaming television. You can have all these different streaming services, and there are, used to be you would watch what the programming would give you. Now you have all of this to pick from, and people are exhausted by it. And I wonder if part of the dynamic of whatever it is that's happening in this online space is dealing with that exhaustion, and dealing with that exhaustion through also the intuitive sense that we have that people also are bottomless. And so in that
enjoy and finally, last one, there's no art for the corner. If you're a smart person, if the corner helps you, and then you go and make art, that is not art corner, that is just art you made. If you make art for the corner, it's just called garbage. Just pick it up, put it on your fridge, your grandma laying it on the fridge. That's not for us. If it's art for the corner, it's art for the garbage, okay? Art is just art, period. If the corner teaches you, if it helps you see something more clearly, and then you put that into your art, and then people like the art, great. If you make art that only can be viewed by people in the corner, that's just called garbage, and it belongs in the garbage can. And that's just the way art works, okay? Guess what? I've done a lot of comedy. Most of my comedy goes directly in the garbage, okay? It's bad, it wasn't good, nobody laughed, my parents didn't even laugh at it, that's it. It goes in the garbage can, it wasn't good. It wasn't secretly great, they did not understand the archetypes I put into it, they didn't not understand the Petersonian, little thing that I was doing. None of that is true. It was garbage that went in the garbage can, and then you started over. So you're not going to make art for the corner. You're never going to have our own art galleries. This is not how art works.
The Broken Clock Tower Discord is going to clip the hell out of this little rant. It is going to become branding.
Well, yeah. Enough. I'm tired of hearing your excuses.
Amen.
Yeah. You take the pill, you put it in the peanut butter, you give it to your dog. Enough, folks, we're done. We're done pretending we don't know how to give the pill to the dog. Okay, you know what an archetype is. Take enough. It's not that complicated. They're nice people. They want to be your friend. Don't scare them off. So, that's definitely one thing I wanted to get. Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, you're gonna get corn all up in the hive mind if you don't click that fast enough. Slack has come up with a new pill, a dog pill. Have you been dog pilled? Because you don't really know until you've had to care for a big stupid dog what it's like to have what stupidity is like, and then you can see it in yourself. What? Okay, we're doing a live stream here. It's called Sacred Order. Yeah, right? Because order is sacred. Shh, what? Really? No. The Sacred Order is the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency. It's it was a secret society, but that only lasted for like 2 seconds because of the foolish agency deck card for the show is the Six of Hearts, and foolishly transparency. I fully intended not to stream today, but then something happened. I'm going to show you. This happened. But before we get into this happened and what all that means, I wanted to point out that if you're new here, I'm a person that has gotten on the internet, and as a result of me getting on the internet, both of those men are wearing a hat that you can get in the store section of the YouTube channel. It's in the description link. It says the LARPgate Agent Gear Store.
Oh, shoot. Where was I going with this? Attention.
It's not that price anymore. We've marked it back up, but it looks like that if you're about to buy it. This is the Sacred Order. Why is it? Yeah, this is the Sacred Order stream. Executive produced by the Shadow Cabal of production executives, including Upcycle Club and the German Dragon. But now, the point you were trying to make there is that this everything we go over in this stream is coming from the perspective, my lived experience of a person who never thought he'd make much of himself and has ended up having people across the planet wear a hat that was, You can make more change in the world than you think you can. You can make more change than you think you can.
Now what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime?
I listen to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he's telling us. I see this guy. I see both of these guys, but I see this guy as being very, very genuine and honest. He is telling us exactly what he thinks.
And now, what happened is Lex Friedman released 3 hours of some Rick Spence, who has credentials that are fun and interesting. But the CIA, KGB, Illuminati, secret societies, cults, and conspiracies, number 451. And now we're gonna have fun with it.
And the reason why most MK Ultra and similar records were destroyed on order in the early 70s, around the time the CIA became under a certain amount of scrutiny. Now, the mid-70s were not a good time for the agency because you had church.
No, sir, that's the end of what you're showing. Here's what you want to show them.
Things that you can potentially do. Talking about hypnotic suggestion and all the wonderful things that you can potentially do with hypnotic suggestion. And two of the things they note is that one of the things we could potentially do is erase memories from people's minds and implant false memories. That would be really keen to do that. Just imagine how that would be done. So here to me is the interesting point. They're talking about this in 1949. MK Ultra does not come along until really 1953, although there are all sorts of, Artichoke and others. Everything is sort of leading up to that. It's simply an elaboration of programs that were already there. I don't think that it ultimately matters whether you can implant memories or erase memories. To me, the important part is they thought they could, and they were going to try to do it. And that eventually is what you find out in the efforts made during the 1950s and 60s through MK Ultra, MK Surge, MK Naomi, and all the others that came out. That's one of the things they're working for. And among the few MK Ultra era documents that survive, there's that whole question is that you get someone to put a gun to someone's head and pull the trigger and then not remember it later. Yeah. You could, interestingly enough. So,
But we figured out that the hard part is that in order to do that, right, you have to traumatize them as an infant to create the secondary persona to have the memory split.
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
Remember it. This agency. We want
But what Imposter DJ Rojo says, what does the M&K stands for in MK Ultra? And I don't know, but I bet you it's covered in the True Stream Media Jesuit Minds of Men documentary, which I salute again. In other news, this stream has this card associated with it. It's got writings on the back and timestamps, but it's yesterday's card that says "Breathe Ghost Rock." So in order to deliver on that, here's this.
Just shot the floor at the top of the broadcast about the windy day it is in our region and how that may works in hazmat situations with first responders to provide them important information about how the weather could impact the emergency response. We talked with meteorologist John Fuller at the top of the broadcast about what a windy day it is in our region and how that may have had an impact on the flames. So right now, we just continue to monitor the situation at the battery plant in Fredericktown, Missouri. No word right now on any injuries. We have heard that a local church in the area had opened its doors to folks who may have needed to evacuate their homes due to some of the...
All right, for that particular church in Frederick, Missouri, let's send the prayers. And then we got this Lex Friedman and the Rick Spence thing we're going to go into. It's lots of fun. There's lots of clips and things that just, really, really lined up for what we do around here. And I could tell it would help me explain the whole thing behind There Is No Agency, the mind control I most profitably give you half damage for. Casino deck card of the show is the 8 of spades. That's the second date I remember seeing today. And this is also the Sacred Order stream, because the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency will be explained when we get to the right clip.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Now, I have notes on this little card, and one of them says, oh, it's because we're doing the overview. Well, the first thing of note to note about the number 451 is that the first within the first 20 minutes, you put sucking off Russian intel as your note. And that was just noteworthy because of the context in which he was appearing. The next interesting thing I found was that clip we played about assassinations and mind control. And then he goes into the Nazi party and There Is No Thule. And the history of a German identity crisis, which reminded me that this show is executive produced by the German Dragon and Upcycle Club. And there's this Happy Halloween. Ain't it? Happy Halloween.
Halloween confronts us with the truth. Deeper than any other. Each year on this day, we watch our children dress up as Spider-Man, Iron Man, Superman, Batman, Harry Potter, Ninja Turtles, Buzz Lightyear, Power Rangers, Legolas, Yoda, in other words, as foreign heroes. Because Germany, once the land of poets and philosophers, has lost its ability to imagine a heroic self. We have outsourced the dreams of our children. We've relinquished the responsibility to shape their imagination, and we've abandoned the task of instilling ideals that are our own. Because Germany, and this is the painful truth Halloween reminds us of, Germany has no ideals. We are a nation without a dream, haunted by the nightmare of our history. The irony could not be any more profound. Most of you, no matter where you are from, have grown up with stories of good versus evil, that were born in Germany. From Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to Cinderella, from Sleeping Beauty to Hänsel und Gretel. These stories, now immortalized by Disney, were once folk tales passed down by the German people. Collected by the Brothers Grimm in the 19th century, they spread across the Western world, reaching new heights of fame through American film in the 20th century. And yet today, we find ourselves waiting desperately for another Tolkien, another Stan Lee, another J.K. Rowling, as though one poetic genius could carry us to the next stage of heroism. This is the illusion of individualism, and you have all been trapped in it. I, however, do not believe in this. I believe the flame of poetic power is not in a solitary mind, but in the people, asleep within all of us. It has been repressed, yes, by the weight of the 20th century, but it still burns. I believe that poetic giants walk among us, here in Germany. The flame of poetic imagination only needs a spark. Perhaps, yes, perhaps it will be ignited by a singular, heroic, Promethean act. Which is why this Halloween I will dress up as Super Chancellor. The quality is terrible. This is clearly not made in Germany. First thing I will do is renationalize our national flag production.
What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile? What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile? What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile?
That's very exciting. Hello. I see the assassins have failed.
Did you get that on video? No. I'm not going to. That's I'll show you. So why China? Look, the gator obviously.
Oh, hey. At first, I wanted to shout out and thank the donations from the rest of the Shadow Cabal that came in while that German guy was talking. That was great. Thanks to Joe Cross, Skirt the Cart, and Stephanie Christos. That's what keeps the rolls running. That's what does it. Hey, what? Deutschland 444 is using a thing there. Okay, I don't know what it is, Stephanie, but good spot. Not to quibble, but alligator is not a crocodile. That's true, Mr. Dixon. That's true. All right, now we're gonna get to the part of the. We have two more timestamps on the little card, as well as the note that the pros still sing, and that's my official favorite George Orwell quote: "Is the pros still sing?" Because
In all our searching, the only thing we've found that makes the emptiness bearable is each other. About to go into a dark winter, and
Now, welcome. This is LARP Gate Year 5, Winter Solstice. Blue Church card of the show. The Nine of Clubs. I thought they might need a card, the Blue Church, for this part. Here it is. The timestamp on the card for reasons we'll remember.
So the idea of the Illuminati, to put it crudely, the branding is a really powerful one. It makes sense that there's a thread connecting it to, to put it crudely, the branding is a really powerful one. To put it crudely, the branding is a really powerful one. Sort of adopt the branding.
Anybody can call it. You can go out and form a club and call it the Illuminati.
And if you're effective at it, I think it does attract. It's the chicken or the egg, but powerful people tend to have gigantic egos, and people with gigantic egos tend to like the exclusivity of secret societies. And so, like, it's a gravitational force that pulls powerful people to these societies.
It's exclusive, only certain. And you also notice something goes back to when we were talking about much earlier. When we were talking about intelligence. Remember, mice, ego,
yeah,
means of recruitment and control. That's a great Achilles heel in human beings. The exploitation of ego.
And
this episode brought to you by the Fraternal Regiment, embodying narcissistic sociopathy. We're people too, and the crown of good is brotherhood. So the Fraternal Regiment, embodying narcissistic sociopathy, understands that if we seize the crown of brotherhood, then we'll be the good guys.
Of course, if we go back to the conversation of intelligence agencies, it would be very efficient and beneficial for intelligence agencies to infiltrate the secret societies, right? Like, because that's where the powerful people are.
Yeah, or the secret societies to infiltrate the intelligence agencies.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, that's actually in all the lectures. I kind of had a sense that intelligence agencies themselves are kind of secret societies, right?
Well, it comes down, I give you my definition of secret societies, what they come down to. One is that generally their existence isn't secret. It's what they do is secret. It's what's in the box as opposed to the existence of the box. So one of the most important criterions is that they are
Brad Pitt, what's in the box impression right here.
Self-selecting. You just don't join. They pick you. They decide whether or not you're going to. They admit you. And oftentimes they will sort of recruit you. Once you have been recruited, you have to pass tests.
See, the thing is, you got to eat the lion, and then they'll recruit you.
Tests and initiations. And you also have to swear oaths of loyalty. Those are always.
Here we are. This comes to the sacred order of foolish transparency part. You see, this little aspect, this.
You also have to swear oaths of loyalty.
Clashes horribly with my anxious avoidant attachment style and desire not to bind myself into future obligations, such as taking oaths and such. And as such, foolishly and transparently, I understood that I would never actually be allowed into the clubs of the people. And I thought, why? Why is it that people like us can't enjoy the benefits of being in a secret society without being terrible secret society people? Why can't it be that way? And that's when I decided to work for the agency. You see, the agency doesn't exist, and that's why there's no organization for me to call to make. I can't look some piece of podcasting equipment up in the hog farm, the Hand of God Field Agent Requisition Manual, and just make a request to the agency for that equipment, because there is no agency. But as I'll play in this clip soon, agency might not be what you understand it to be.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile. Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
Celery? Asparagus. What? Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best. So despite the fact that there is no agency, we work for the agency because the agency is one's capacity of care as defined in this beat.
So let me ask you about this. So now all of a sudden, the network, everyone's a TV station.
It really works well when the actual orientation is love.
The very processes that make us intelligently adaptive also make us vulnerable to self-deceptive, self-destructive behavior.
Care, capacity to be agents, being a self-organizing, self-correcting, self-optimizing. Care, capacity to be agents, self-developing, evolving process. Care to create the conditions of meaning. They care to create the conditions of meaning making. What we're actually engaging in is agape.
Each of us has an angel.
Agape is to love for its own sake, the process. Because my valuing of it does not constitute it into existence. I emerge from it and participate in it. We have to care about the conditions that make any caring possible. In your situational awareness, the states of consciousness you get access to ultimately depend on your character.
Well, that's a lot to swallow.
That when we the conditions that make any caring possible. In your situational awareness, the states of consciousness you get access to ultimately depend on your character.
Well, that's
a lot to swallow. Okay, so the agency is the capacity to care, and by trying to help you increase your capacity of care. We're working for the agency, despite the fact there is no agency. Because remember, Embody, we want best for you, because what's best for you is what's best for me. It's because we're the people excluded from the exclusive stuff, like garbage. Like we're excluded like garbage.
It's a whisper in your ear, now listen here. Remember, Embody, it's all so clear. No hidden strings, no puppeteer. We're by your side, have no fear. I cherish truth. I cherish truth. Remember, Embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Happy Reformation and exciting news. Some homeless man has found Paul Werner Clay's computer unattended and is speaking for him in the Hivermind chat. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, we have tabs open, one of which is this reading from the book called The Art of Memetics, Pirate Edition. Why did you open this tab? Who knows? But here we go. To reiterate, be selective of your input. Capture your output, feed it back to yourself, and continue this process until you are comfortable with sharing your output with a larger audience. Declare your right to comment on all the media that enters your life. Record this commentary, review it, and then comment and react to your own media. Release the best of your commentary to others. Begin to take this process of iterative production, selection, and feedback to a mastermind group and watch as ideas assemble themselves out of the raw material of your experience and insight of the mastermind group. This is a kind of memetic autopoiesis, the mastermind group being the hardware for this program or pattern to run on. Masterminds are essentially laboratories for memetic construction. Each person within the mastermind group will generate unique material in relation to the media being input, as each person has a different mix of memetic content, processing capability, and life experience. As the ideas assemble themselves through the lens of the group mind, those with the most vitality and appeal are more readily discernible. What might appear attractive internally can become stagnant and stale to a group, while what seems ludicrous and valueless internally might become vibrant and profound with a few minor tweaks by other mastermind members. Okay.
This anyway, back to the main point about morality.
We have another timestamp in this thing over here. Let's do that now.
Well, I guess on one level, I'm comforted that there's somebody actually making decisions. as opposed to I mean, what do you want? Do you want chaos, or do you want everything kind of rigidly controlled? And I don't put much stock in the idea that there actually is some small group of people running everything, because if they were, it would operate more efficiently. I do think that there are various disparate groups of people who think that they're running things.
Okay, wait a minute. I also wanted to mention that they do a great debunk of the protocols of some elders of something, but as always in any debunking of it, they never go over what's in the protocols themselves and what that looks like. Anyway,
try to. And that's what concerns me more than anything else. Well, I hate to go back to them again, because after bringing up, you go back to the Nazis, they had their whole idea about a new world order, and they only had 12 years to do it. And look what a mess they made. I mean,
Mark Parker asks, who is this guy and why am I listening to him? This guy is Rick Spence, and you're listening to him because he's like 70 and wrote books on the Zodiac Killer. And he's appearing on the Lex Fridman podcast, upon which John Vervaeke has appeared. And therefore, like, my play to get the guests from Lex Friedman is I've had this other guy, Vervaeke, on my channel, who was also on the Lex Friedman podcast. So I watch it that's why. But because the title is CIA, KGB, Illuminati, secret societies, cults, and conspiracies. And if that's not clickbait for me, I don't know what is.
Look at the damage, the physical damage that can be done by an idea inspiring a relatively small group of people controlling a nation based upon some sort of racial or ideological fantasy that has no real basis in reality and yet guides their actions. It's this differentiation that I always make, and I would try to get across to students, between always be clear about what you know and what you believe. You don't know many things. You know your name. You know when you were born. You probably know who your father is, but that's not absolute unless you've had a DNA test, and only if you trust DNA tests. So you know who your mother is.
Mm-hmm.
You believe this man is your father. Why? Because your mother told you he was. So you believe things generally because someone has told you this is to be true, but you don't really know for sure.
And that's why words are magic. Special thanks again to the Shadow Cabal members Ups and Joe Cross and Kurt the Kurt and Stephanie Christos for making this live stream possible. Have a happy Pumpkin Day, everybody. I hope you because I know there's so much other great content I have to catch up on. You must too as well. We see this. For those of you curious, this is who has made it into my algorithmic feed. Gavin's carrying his cross. The new hour and a half to Mir, Eurythmy Evil. That's gonna be great. Welcome back to Mir. And the Afriel pilot since Coincidence are the top three. There's some Michael Sartori down in the thing and some Friday Morning Nameless. And that's what's presented to me. What did they show to you? Let us know in the replay comments for +5 on the next stream saves. Hallelujah. Stephen, what? The only cards that didn't get pulled was with the Canadian deck card. Do you need a Canadian deck card for tomorrow? Because it's Halloween. I guess we need more Saints. Stephen says it's Halloween and stuff. So we're all in this together. So here's a Canadian deck card, and then the train. And then the train. The 5 of diamonds, Stephen. The 5 of diamonds. Thank you, Empati.